Alright y'all, the subject character videos are back, and in this video I'm going to be jumping into the conversation around Damon Sims and Jordan Baker, kind of as it pertains to Simone Hicks, but still best believe I am team Jermone, so don't even try it. What's good y'all, it's your good sis Erica Vain coming to you right here on EricaVainTV, your #1 source for All-American Universe content. If it's happening in All-American or All-American Homecoming, you know I'm talking about it, and if you're new here, you need to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on your bell notification so that you don't miss out on any of my content. Y'all, I'm having every conversation that you want to have, answering every question that you got, replying to my comments. We out here. The community is utterly amazing. We have the best conversation. You should really join the tribe by hitting subscribe. Okay? And if you love this video after you finish watching it, go ahead and tweet it out to your friends or share it on Instagram and tag me in your stories at EricaVain.com on either so that I can repost you and support you as well. But as mentioned, we talking Damon Sims and Jordan Baker in this episode, and specifically why or how they are actually different. Now, one thing that I will say, I am 100% team Jermone, period. I am on that ship. I'm going down with that ship. I don't care. I am not getting on team Damon. It just will not happen. But I am here for Damon and Simone supporting each other as friends. I am here for storylines that include platonic love. I would really love to see more platonic love. I'm really here for not everything being a ship, not everything being an end game. Like, I literally have amazing black men as friends, and they are nothing more than friends, like really cool friends. They're actually the men who help me navigate these waters with my romantic relationships, because some of these men be out here tripping, and I need these black men as my friends. So I would love for the All-American Universe to really be able to flesh out what that looks like as well, and not just have characters that seemingly have chemistry, that are all really good looking, have to get together. Like, not everybody gotta sleep with each other, not everybody gotta want each other. And while I will agree that Damon and Simone have chemistry, I think that it's a stronger storyline if they don't get together. Even if Damon is feeling Simone and she's not necessarily feeling him because she's focused on Jordan, or she's focused on herself, or she's focused on tennis, or she's focused on school, I think that that's a much more interesting storyline to have than to just have them get together and then be together and just serve relationship goals part 2. And then of course, I've mentioned this before, I hate the idea of basically repeating Olivia and their journey again in other bodies, so I'm not necessarily looking forward to it happening for that purpose as well. But again, I'm 100% here for them and their friendship, and that became so blaringly clear in this episode. Now mind you, I definitely believe that Damon wants Simone romantically. You can tell by the way that he looks at her, you can tell by the way that he positions his body when he's talking with her, you could tell by how close of proximity he keeps with her when he's interacting with her, you could tell by his tone and how he actually speaks. Like, everything about him when interacting with Simone communicates that he's interested in this woman. However, what I do respect is that he has patience and he has poise to not push it, understanding that she's in a relationship, and ultimately putting their friendship first. In this episode, one of my favorite scenes, which is episode 2, is the scene where Simone is complaining that she can't actually get on the tennis court because she missed her time, and then all the other time is booked up, and he's like, well, what a field do? And he takes her out to the baseball field and allows for her to use some of their equipment to practice some of her techniques and her drills and things like that for tennis. And it's like, I love it. It's what you want to see. It's what you need from a really supportive friend, whether male or female. And honestly, after seeing that scene where Simone is practicing her tennis, and then she's, holding the radar gun while, Damon figures out what's going on with his pitch and getting in the flow with that. And then they're both doing little band arc exercises for their arms, and they're working out together. It literally showed the missing piece that I think that Simone needs in reference to support, especially coming from a place where her dad is cool, aside from the fact that I don't like that he was missing the action when she needed to go to school. Her mama is raggedy, so she don't necessarily have all the familial support that she needs, or the in-person support. And before school, she had financial support, but even that, they're starting to ration out a little bit, because in last episode, we're seeing her trying to hustle to get a job. She got put out of dorms because they paid for her tuition, but they didn't pay for her dorms, and she needs more support. Like, while I love what Jordan and Simone have shown us and have been in All-American as a series, like, again, I think that their love has been one of the most solid. And while it wasn't super electrifying and dramatic and all this chaos and things going on, like what was happening with Olivia's love and taking us on this roller coaster, which I think is a lot of the reason why a lot of people discount Simone and Jordan in their relationship, because it had its moments in the beginning where she was lying about the baby daddy and he was, in his narcissist ego bag, and then they fall in love, and and then they get to a smooth place and it's really kind of smooth sailing. And when they actually did have problems, they communicated like healthy adults, even as children, like even as teenagers, they communicated within their relationship when they weren't feeling something, when they didn't understand something, when they wanted to make a different decision, but they needed to make a decision together as a couple. And those are the things that I just adore about Simone and Jordan's relationship. I tell y'all over and over and over again, I think that Jordan is the best person that he could ever possibly be when he's with Simone. I don't know why that's the case, but that's what he chooses. He literally shows up as his best self when he's physically in a space with Simone. And I guess she helps inspire him to want to be better, to want to communicate, to want to be grounded, to want to not be selfish and to see and prioritize somebody else. And all of that is still very much so valid within their relationship, which is why I'm still rocking with their ship. Okay. But the thing that I did notice was missing, and maybe we just never had the opportunity to see it, because I will say that Jordan stepped up 500% when it came to Simone and the pregnancy. We got the flashbacks of them in Vegas and him making sure she got sleep and had water and was like really tending to her and caring for her as a husband should. And then we saw as their relationship went on and after she had the baby, he was there and she was kind of like ashamed and disappointed and all of these things and pushing him away, but he was right there. So what I will say is that he does support her, but now that she's entered into this new phase in her life, she needs a different level of support. And I don't necessarily know if Jordan can give her this level of support because he doesn't even give himself this push. And this is what brings me to what I think is very different about Damon Sims versus Jordan Baker. Damon Sims is an athlete, a competitive athlete that is destined for greatness, destined for the pros. Jordan is a student athlete who is chasing greatness, but doesn't really fully commit to the idea of it, doesn't commit to the lifestyle that you have to live to actually pursue and acquire it, doesn't actually subscribe to the mindset of it on a consistent enough basis for it to manifest in his life. Damon was able to pull Simone onto this baseball field and help her practice and help her get these reps in and support her in this way when she really needed the most, because this is something that he would do for himself. This is something that he sees as a very, very important necessity for him to achieve some of the goals that he has within his professional, baseball career and his trajectory. He gets it. Jordan is still playing games with his own football career. So I don't think that Jordan would ever be able to be like, you know what, let's go on the football field and run sprints and do agility drills, because even though you can't hit the ball or you can't get on the court, we can still make sure your speed together. And honestly, to me, and maybe it's because of when we see the episodes and episodes are back to back, we get to see in episode 9 of All American, Jordan maxing and relaxing on the beach, trying to convince Spencer to like take it easy a little bit longer. We got a month left before we need to train and get ready for college. Just chill, let's drink, let's party, let's turn up. And I'm just looking at Damon Sims when he pulls Simone onto this baseball field like, oh, he would never. He gonna turn up at this little, party or this house for Keisha because people popped up. But even his little turn up looked like him talking about his stats and going to this camp and that camp and like trying to make sure everything is good. His head is still very much so on his shoulders and focused on the mission at hand. And I love that for him. And y'all better go ahead and take these compliments where you can get them, because I'm still on Damon's head and I'm still not rooting for them as a relationship, but I can have a conversation like this and be 100% honest with y'all. Don't you hop your behinds in my comment section and be like, Erica's on Team Simone, because I'm not. I ain't gonna say it. Well, I am gonna keep saying I'm not on it, but I ain't gonna argue with you. I'm gonna have certain conversations, but please don't get yourselves blocked because you want to troll me too hard. Take it a little easy on your good sis. Anywho, that is my thoughts, y'all, around Jordan Baker versus Damon Sims. And it's crazy because one of the things that I've been saying since episode 1 premiere is that I really feel like Damon Sims is what happens when you put Jordan Baker with Spencer James. If Jordan Baker and Spencer James had a baby, it would be Damon. And one of the things I have been calling for in a lot of my coverage and looking at Jordan in previous seasons was like, I just wish he could be more like Spencer. And I would expect by this point that he would have picked up certain things about Spencer's character and added it to his repertoire, but he ain't. And maybe it's going to look like the ups and downs, the trials and tribulations that are going to happen from this long distance relationship with Simone that are going to be part of the thing that help push him to really realize greatness. Or maybe he's going to get to the point to realize that he really don't actually want it. He's a complacent person, and that's okay too. But I would love to know what y'all think about Jordan versus Damon and how they show up specifically as competitive athletes, as competitive student athletes, and what you see about them or for them in the future. Not about their relationship status with Simone, but about how they are competing. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you haven't clicked subscribe already, I don't know what you're waiting on, but go ahead and do it right now. I'm going live every single Monday at 8 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time after I get a chance to watch All American and All American Homecoming so that we can chop it up. And you should turn on your bell notifications on my All American playlist or on my channel in general, just so that you can be notified every time I go live and every time I release some new amazing content. I'm jumping in the comment section right now to read your thoughts, theories, and predictions. We're gonna keep this conversation going, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.